stop comparing Kawaki and Itachi. When Kawaki killed Boruto, it was easy for us as fans to accept because it was with the consent of Boruto himself, while also being very reasonable given the situation. Boruto wanted to die so he can be free from karma and so that he won't hurt anybody he loves. Boruto reached his breaking point when he realized that he was almost gonna kill his father due to Momoshiki taking over his body. Kawaki also made a promise to Boruto that he would get rid of Boruto's karma no matter what, which clearly includes even if he has to kill Boruto. However, Boruto gets revived due to Momoshiki using his karma, but Kawaki is still trying to kill Boruto even without his consent. It was ever since then that the fandom started to turn on Kawaki, but there's also a part of the fan base that likes to compare Itachi killing the clan and Kawaki killing Boruto by saying, well, if Itachi is loved even after killing his clan, why are people hating on Kawaki for killing Boruto? So in today's video, I'm going to be going over and explaining why these two situations are just not comparable and one is clearly more accepted by the fandom for a reason. Before we get started, I just wanted to take a second and ask you guys watching if you could like the video, comment on some video ideas I can cover in the future, and please subscribe because YouTube tells me over 93% of you guys are not subscribed. So please subscribe with post notifications on so you don't miss when I upload another video. First, I wanted to explain why Kawaki wants to kill Boruto in the first place. Ever since we're introduced to Kawaki, you get the sense that he didn't have a good upbringing and was never treated well. He has a bad attitude, is pretty rough and a little ruthless in his ways, and doesn't even know what typical friends do or say to each other. He has trust issues and doesn't trust his soul simply because that's all his life taught him. But he then meets Naruto, this guy who's not only strong and the leader of his village, much like how Jigen is strong and the leader of Kara, but unlike Jigen, Naruto is a kind-hearted loving person that you would think wouldn't lay his hand on the fly. He's the first person to show Kawaki love, empathy, and protection, and it's because of that love and protection that Kawaki starts to become obsessed with Naruto. Shikamaru and Amato even think it's similar to Ko's devotion to the Otsutsuki, and Ko is someone who looks at the Otsutsuki like gods, Ishiki specifically. However, the Otsutsuki are always going to be a threat to Naruto's life due to his position and being the father of Boruto. Boruto is counted as one of those threats because of him being the vessel and host to Momoshiki, and Momoshiki's consciousness even comes out from time to time and it causes havoc. Like I said in the intro, Momoshiki almost kills Naruto, and Kawaki's obsession for Naruto is on full display here, reawakening something he thought only brought him hell and something that he loathed ever since it was given to him by Jigen. Kawaki reawakened his karma to save Naruto and battles Momoshiki in Boruto's body with every intent to kill him, because although he's Boruto, it's do or die not only for Naruto but for everyone involved, and Kawaki understands this task. This is very understandable, along with having Boruto's blessing to do what he needs and finish him off so that he can't hurt anyone. However, once Boruto comes back to life, he's 100% Otsutsuki, and Momoshiki can no longer be revived, but his consciousness can still come out from time to time like before. However, this is where things start to take a turn and Kawaki starts to do things that are distasteful and unlikable. Like I said, Momoshiki can't fully revive anymore, but he can still show his face through Boruto's body, which still makes him a threat to Naruto. Kawaki also realizing after battling Momoshiki and regaining his karma that it's not karma that caused him all that pain growing up, instead it was trash like Otsutsuki, and that if they weren't around, he would have never gone through those horrible things, and most importantly for him, Naruto's life would never be in danger. It's not too long after this that Kawaki starts to get the feeling that Momoshiki is plotting something, so Kawaki gets frustrated and grabs Boruto, but Boruto and others tell him to relax, and Kawaki just storms out and shows up at Naruto's house. He tells Naruto to sit down and once again explains his love and admiration to Naruto, which even Naruto starts to call creepy. He tells Naruto and Hinata that he's gonna kill every last one of the Otsutsuki, and Naruto and Hinata realizes that includes Boruto. Kawaki tells them that when he found out that Boruto got revived, he felt guilty for not finishing the task, which makes Hinata cry and slap Kawaki. Kawaki then proceeds to seal them in the Daikoku 10, a space where time doesn't flow and they won't age a day or starve. He then runs into Boruto and tries to seal him, but Boruto doesn't let it happen, and they start to fight with Boruto trying to calm Kawaki down, and Kawaki has every intention to kill Boruto. He's then stopped by Sarada, Sasuke, Shikamaru, and Mitsuki, but gets away due to Momoshiki's interference. He's then greeted by Ada, and he tells her about his insecurities of being weak and how he doesn't matter, while telling her he wishes Boruto could have been an outsider like him instead of the Hokage's son. Kawaki then gets his wish granted due to omnipotence, and he's now the son of Naruto Uzumaki, Kawaki Uzumaki, and Boruto is just Boruto, an outsider like Kawaki was. When Shikamaru checks in with Ada so she can see what happened to Naruto, Kawaki aggressively grabs Ada's clothes and forces her to say Naruto was dead instead instead of having her tell the truth. There's a big difference between the 2 times Kawaki tried to kill Boruto. The first time was understandable and also with Boruto's blessing. It was a part of their last resort plan and they were in a life or death battle with Moshiki right before this. This time, Kawaki is getting desperate. So desperate that he started doing things that make you feel as if it's out of malice instead of good intentions, even though we know he's doing it for Naruto and by extension the Leaf Village that Naruto protects. It's no different from the reasons people don't like Danzo. He does what's best for the village, but he's not a good person, and as a result, people tend to not like the character, which is also just as understandable. Kawaki is lying and selling out Boruto the person while sealing Naruto and Hinata against their will after just telling them that he's gonna kill their son. There's not really much to like about that, especially after just pleading to Ada about how he's garbage that doesn't matter and powerless, to then take advantage of a situation that completely strips away everything Boruto is as a person. Keep in mind, Boruto isn't in the wrong here. He didn't ask for Momoshiki to be a part of him or to have karma. Everything that's happening is being forced on him now without him being able to make his own choices. And his own brother is making what's already a bad situation for him worse. But now that we went over Kawaki and his reasoning for killing Boruto, let's talk about Itachi and his reasoning for killing the Uchiha clan. Hold up, pause. If you're liking this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Now let's get back into the video. Itachi's situation is much different from Kawaki. Whereas Kawaki is killing Boruto because he feels like he has to, when in reality it's still a choice that he's making on his own. Itachi was forced into this situation with not a lot of choices to make. The only choices he had were to side with the Leaf Village or to side with his family. Now it might be obvious what Itachi should pick if you just look at it through those lenses, but let me explain why this isn't so simple. We get told this story in different ways, but I'm going to be going over what Itachi showed Sasuke from his memories after their fight with Kabuto. In his memories, we see him and Shisui talking right before Shisui died, and Shisui is talking about the coup that the Uchiha planned against Konoha. He says it no longer looks like the Uchiha coup can be prevented, and that if civil war breaks out in the village, then the other villages will invade for sure, and he says true war will break out. Shisui says he tried stopping the coup by himself, but it didn't work since Danzo doesn't trust him and took one of his eyes, and that Danzo is going to protect the village in his own way no matter how it looks or what it takes. So Shisui entrusts Itachi with his other eye, and as his dying wish, asks Itachi if he can protect both the Uchiha name and the village. We then cut to Itachi giving information to the feudal lords Danzo and Hiruzen, and Danzo says that they need to start taking measures in order to avoid mayhem with the Uchiha, which includes the children. However, Hiruzen says that he doesn't want to battle with old comrades and that he would like to use his words before force, so he asks Itachi if he can buy him as much time as possible. We then cut to Itachi and Danzo talking privately, and Danzo says despite Hiruzen wanting to reason with the Uchiha, the moment the coup happens, Hiruzen will have no choice but to use force against the Uchiha. He says whether it starts a war or not, the Uchiha will deal their fate into annihilation, which includes Sasuke, Itachi's little brother who knows nothing of the situation. But Danzo tells him there is just one way to save his brother. He says if the Leaf does have to fight the Uchiha, then Sasuke will likely come to know everything, and if he sees a Konoha shinobi take out a member of his clan, it will give him a vengeful heart towards Konoha, so eventually Sasuke would have to die. Itachi asks if Danzo is making a threat, but Danzo says he's just asking Itachi to make a choice, either align with the Uchiha, launch the coup and die with his clan, or side with Konoha, save Sasuke, and then eliminate all of the Uchiha. Danzo says he knows this mission will be painful, but at least he'll save Sasuke, and that he knows Itachi cares about the village, so he asks Itachi if he will accept this mission. Itachi closes his eyes and walks toward the dark side. Then we cut to him talking to the masked man, and he tells the masked man that he will help him exact revenge on the Uchiha, but he is not to hurt the village itself, nor Sasuke Uchiha. We then cut to Itachi with his parents right before he kills them. Fugaku says it seems Itachi has aligned with the other side, and as Itachi gets ready to explain himself, his mother says they know already. Then Fugaku says for Itachi to just promise him that he will take care of Sasuke. We get to see on panel Itachi start to cry and shiver as Fugaku says not to fear because this is the path he chose, and that compared to Itachi, their pain will be over in an instant. Fugaku says even if their philosophies are different, he's still proud of Itachi and that he truly is a considerate child, as we see Itachi bawling his eyes out while still shivering as he prepares to do what he knows he has to do. Itachi didn't do anything out of malice or bad intent, and nothing was done out of selfishness. There really was nothing Itachi could have done. As crazy as it might sound, Itachi killing his entire family so he can save Sasuke and the entire Leaf Village was the best option for everybody involved. involved. Everybody involved but him, because regardless of what option Itachi picked, he was never going to be happy. Either he would die along with his clan, or pick the option he chose and be the villain who killed his whole family, and have the person he wanted to keep safe this entire time in Sasuke hate him for the rest of his life, and just as a bonus, set Sasuke up to be a hero and to have a nice and peaceful life after Sasuke would kill Itachi. Itachi was completely selfless in his actions to kill the Uchiha, whereas Kawaki isn't being completely selfish, but he's still being selfish because he's not considering anyone else's feelings or wishes while taking everything into his own hands when nobody asked him to. Although Itachi did something that would seem unhonorable, the context to the situation along with Itachi's consideration for Sasuke makes it honorable and makes you sympathize with Itachi more, because you know everything in his heart wishes it didn't have to be this way. While Kawaki seems to not care about how anyone else feels, as long as Naruto is safe, then nothing else matters in this world. But by doing that, he's taking away other people's freedom and rights, including Naruto, whom he admires so much. While both situations are similar and both reasons are understandable, they're different in so many ways, and one of the biggest differences is how it was being approached. And I feel like Itachi killing the Uchiha is more acceptable than Kawaki trying to kill Boruto for that reason.